Okay, let's just jump right in. There is this hidden problem, this kind of tax that hits almost every single modern business, and it's a two-headed monster that's quietly draining your resources, both your team's precious time and your company's hard-earned money.
I'm willing to bet this sounds familiar. You've got brilliant people on your team, right? But they're losing hours, maybe even days, just hunting for information that should be at their fingertips. And at the same time, the company is shelling out money for these powerful AI subscriptions that are barely even being used. It's this super common, frustrating cycle. But the good news, it's totally fixable.
So what's really going on here is that these two problems feed each other, creating this vicious cycle. First, you've got what's called the knowledge gap. Get this. Some studies show employees spend up to 20% of their week, that's a full day, just looking for internal info. Then, on the flip side, you've got the subscription trap. You're locked into these fixed, flat-fee costs for AI tools that your team might hardly ever touch. So one is draining your team's energy, and the other is draining your bank account.
But what if you could tackle both of these problems at the exact same time? Well, that's the whole idea behind the hellenicAI Dual Engine. It's a platform from Hellenic Technologies that's been designed from the ground up to turn this double whammy of inefficiency into a serious advantage.
The real power here is that it's all unified. It's one single platform, but with two distinct, powerful modules working together. Now, here is the really critical part. It gets deployed on your private infrastructure. This is not some cloud service where your data is floating around with everyone else's. This means your private company info stays yours, completely secure, and totally GDPR compliant. That's a huge deal.
All right, so let's check out the first engine, Module A. The whole point of this module is to become your company's own private brain. It's called the hellenicAI IntraNet, and its job is to basically eat up all of your scattered documents, we're talking tech manuals, HR policies, you name it, and turn them into one single, smart, searchable expert.
You can just picture this, right? You've got a field technician, they're on site, the clock is ticking, and they're just endlessly scrolling and scrolling through some monster 500-page PDF on a tiny tablet, desperately trying to find that one little piece of information they need. It's so inefficient, it's frustrating, and honestly, it's a huge waste of their talent.
Okay, now imagine this instead. With this corporate brain, that same employee just asks a question in plain English. Like you see on the screen here, asking about the remote work policy. And boom, they get an instant step-by-step answer that's pulled directly from your official company documents. No more hunting, just answers.
The whole process is just so simple. Step 1, an employee asks the question, just like they'd ask a person. Step 2, the AI dives into your internal documents and finds the exact answer. And step 3, and this is super important, the answer comes with a direct link to the source material, so you always know where the information came from. You get total transparency and you can trust the results. So that brings us to the second engine of the platform, Module B, the hellenicAI ExtraNet. So if the IntraNet masters your internal knowledge, the ExtraNet gives you smart, controlled access to the world's best external AI models. This is all about amplifying your employees' abilities, but, and this is key, with guardrails to keep costs in check.
So instead of making your team juggle a bunch of different AI subscriptions and logins, everything is brought together into one clean dashboard. From a single, simple drop-down menu, your team can kick the absolute best AI model for whatever they're working on, whether it's from OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, whoever.
And this is so important, because not all AIs are created equal, right? You wouldn't use a hammer to turn a screw. For a creative writing task, something like GPT-5 might be perfect. But for deep research, you might want Gemini 1.5 Pro. The ExtraNet helps your team use the right tool for the job, every single time, which means better results and way more efficiency.
Now, this is where the money side of things gets really, really cool. The platform runs on this idea they call taverna mode, and the philosophy is super simple. Stop paying for subscriptions you don't fully use. Start paying only for what you actually consume.
Just to give you some perspective, think about a team of 50 people. With standard AI subscriptions, you could easily be looking at 15,000 euros a year, maybe more. That's a big, fixed cost that you pay whether your team uses the tools a lot or not at all.
So what exactly is taverna mode? Well, think of it like your electricity bill. It's a pure pay-as-you-go model. You completely get rid of those fixed subscription fees. Instead, you only pay for the specific AI tokens, those are just tiny units of processing, that your team actually uses. It's all about eliminating waste and tying cost directly to value.
And this isn't some mystery bill you get at the end of the month.
The platform has this thing called the hellenicAI meter, which gives you a totally transparent, real-time dashboard. You can see exactly who is using what, which AI model they're using, and how much it's costing, right down to the fraction of a penny. This gives you an incredible amount of control over your AI spend.
Okay, so let's see what this looks like in the real world. Need to analyze a customer support ticket and draft a reply? We're talking less than a cent. How about drafting 5 different LinkedIn posts? Again, less than a cent. Personalizing a sales email to make it really pop? You see the pattern here. The cost for these everyday, value-adding tasks becomes practically nothing.
And that's really the bottom line. When you put that €15,000 annual subscription cost next to the less than a penny cost for a typical task on this platform, well, the economic argument is pretty much impossible to argue with.
So, let's just pull all of this together. Bringing in a platform like hellenicAI, this isn't just another IT upgrade. It's a fundamental, strategic shift in how your business handles knowledge, empowers your people, and controls its costs.
The advantages really come down to 4 main things. First, you get guaranteed cost savings. That's a no-brainer. Second, you get this incredible new level of knowledge organization with your own private corporate brain. Third, you get maximum employee amplification by giving them the best tools for the job. And finally, you get total data sovereignty and security by design.
So the choice it presents is pretty clear. You can either keep doing things the old way, paying for complexity and inefficiency, or you can deploy a platform like this to get immediate cost savings, achieve total control over your data, and seriously amplify your workforce starting today.
Which really just leaves us with one final thought. In today's world, the real question isn't whether you can afford to invest in this kind of integrated intelligence. It's how much longer can you afford to keep paying the incredibly high price of inefficiency?